Yeah, one D, great win. Great win. Southside got the dub. What up, L? We got the win. Gonna let some of y'all come through here real quick. Let some of y'all get through here real quick. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Yeah, got started up. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Let a couple of y'all come through here a little bit before we get started. We gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Yeah, I see y'all starting to come through here. What's up? What's the deal, baby? Yeah, yeah. Hold on. What's the deal? What's the deal? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, see, y'all came through here. Like I said, man, we had to show the Jags exactly who we were. We had to remind the Jags exactly who it was, baby. 37-17, great team win on all sides, offense, defense, special teams. You got we showed the real reason why you well not the real reason, but we showed you the reason why we had to jump up and get Will Anderson that block field goal. Well, it was just a crucial play, a play that a player like him can make, and more likely either him or the fullback might end up getting special team player of the week. If not, well, because it's definitely gonna be some offensive players of the week. CJ not gonna get offensive player of the week. Now you see the Dolphins putting up 70 points. I know they probably getting the play of the week. Or if Wichita probably gonna get offensive player of the week. Keenan Allen putting up 200 yards and throwing a touchdown. So one of them's gonna end up getting offensive player of the week. So hopefully we end up getting special teams player of the week. We either like I said, either Will Anderson with the block field goal or Will Anderson with the block field goal or the fullback with the kickoff return for a touchdown. A lot of times when you get a special teams touchdown, you get that. Hey man, hey Mitchell, hey Crown Mitchell, hey, appreciate the super chat sticker, man. Definitely appreciate that, man. Hey, hit that super chat. Hey, and we got the dub. It's a celebratory. You know what I'm saying? Get some super chats in, get some super stickers in, however you want to say it, man. Let's get it going, baby. But yeah, like I said, great win. CJ Stroud is definitely him. CJ Stroud is definitely him, bro. Like he should. I think rookie of the month is already in the bag. Offensive rookie of the month for the month of September should automatically be in the bag. The boys thrown for over 900 yards and no touchdowns. No interceptions, 4 touchdowns, no picks. The most attempts and completions in his first 3 starts without throwing an interception in NFL history. Second all time in most passing yards most passing yards to start for career. In NFL history, second only Cam Newton. Cam Newton had over 1,000. He came out the gate throwing like 400 yards back to back in his first 2 starts. And but he passed up both Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert with today's performance. Standing cool, calm in the pocket, delivering the football accurately. His connection with Tank Dell. Tank Dell is going to be a problem. Tank Dell is definitely going to be a problem. And shout out to the boy Chris with the super chat. Appreciate that. Spitz and Texas Nation. Great win. Spitz, quick question. Do you do you the honor of letting us have the team leading the AFC South? Uh, yeah, I mean, I see y'all end up winning overtime today. I see y'all end up winning overtime today. So yeah, because of us, y'all are the leads in the AFC South. Because of us, uh, I definitely think that I was really hoping Baltimore was gonna get the win. I was really hoping that Baltimore was gonna be able to get the win that with the Texans. Could have been a tie for the AFC South, but because we lost to y'all, do we deserve to be leading the AFC South right now? We probably don't because we should the way we lost. And to be honest, this performance today was better than I think even though y'all came out, y'all was up with 28-10 on us. We showed a little bit more fight back and got back in the game. This is more of a dominant performance than the performance was last week. But like I said, the Colts showed the Texans and reminded the Texans who they was last week. That the Colts were still the Colts and the Texans were still the Texans. And we already know the history between the two franchises. The Texans had to do the exact same thing to Jacksonville today. and that's exactly what we did. And shout out to boy Chris once again with the super chat love. Definitely appreciate that. But we had to remind the Jags exactly who they were today. And like I said, it was a great win. Like Tank, the first catch the Tank had was like a 43-yarder. The CJ threw a dime for 40 yards. Then that 68 pass for a touchdown was just a smooth pass. Was just an absolute smooth pass. Standing up in the pocket, delivering the football. The pass rush coming in through a blitz. I mean, the blitz. And I think he ended up changing the play at the line of scrimmage to either that play or the play before because he didn't like it. And that's something that we've been asking for, especially my boy Wise. Shout out to boy Wise and everybody there at the roundtable on Soft Sports. Wise been asking for that, asking for the CJ take control of the huddle. And to be honest, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Bobby Slow, everything was clicking on all cylinders today. I had no problem with the play calls that Bobby Slow had today. None whatsoever. I like the little swing pass that we threw to Mechie in the beginning. Even though I think Mechie kind of messed up a little bit, and that's just him not being out on the field, him not being able to play, him not being out on the field practicing or playing. So I think his timing was a little bit off. But the way that CJ was able to deliver the football and the play he made after it was a good play. Brevin Jordan, who we've been thinking, or who been not, I ain't gonna say asking, because who we thought it was just assumed that he wasn't gonna make the roster, was gonna get cut. Not only made the roster, a shock to the majority of the people out here, but actually made plays today. The touchdown that he made, then the play he made on I think it was like third down, like second or third down when he converted and got the first down, out there making legitimate plays. Like it took C.J. Stroud, a franchise, like I said, C.J. Stroud is a bona fide franchise quarterback to actually make both Brevin Jordan and Nico Collins viable NFL receivers. Viable NFL threats and players. The one play that we had right before halftime when when Nico caught the pass and he almost ran out the clock, but was breaking tackles, fighting. I think he was trying to get that touchdown. Obviously, fighting and breaking tackles. We never seen that out of Nico Collins prior, but we're starting to see it now. Coming into today's game, Nico was 5th in the NFL in receiver yards. CJ was 4th in the NFL in passing yards, and I'm pretty sure, at least with CJ still should end up being top 5, even though I know people went crazy today, and I think Tua is probably on pace to end up winning MVP of the league, like the way he's been playing. He came into today leading passing yards, and then the day I don't even know exactly what the day, I just looked at the stats and seen that he had 70 points. The Miami Dolphins put up 70 points. I don't know nothing that happened in that game. All I know is that they put 70 points. So if you put up 70 points, some good explosive offensive plays have to be happening in that. So I'm pretty sure he's probably on pace to end up winning MVP. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans. My only real gripe when it comes to the offense today was right before halftime. Right before halftime, we ended up driving to get that field goal, which it was way different than something that Bill O'Brien would do. If this was a Bill O'Brien team, that we probably wouldn't have even added any points. And let me pause real quick. I see more people jumping in, but the lights ain't going up. Hey, make sure you're hitting that light boom when y'all come through here. Come on, man, it's a win. The Texans got a dub, first dub of the season, first dub for C.J. Stroud, first dub for D'Amico Ryans. We should be in celebratory mode right now. So, hey, I need them lights. I see y'all done jumped in here. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're hitting that like button when y'all come through. I definitely appreciate that. But my only issue was we didn't take enough shots. Like when when Robert Woods caught the first down, it was like with 11 seconds left, we called timeout. I feel like right then and there, you take a shot in the end zone. You just take a shot. I think right there, you could have took the kill shot because it was 14-0 at that point. We went halftime 17-0. You take a kill shot right there. Even though that 14-0 and then ended up turning to 17-0 really ended the game possibly because, again, they didn't even score 17 points. Well, that's all they scored was 17 points. You would have had the absolute kill shot and CJ throws a dart right there in the end zone for a touchdown. So you take and the thing is, you could take a low risk, high reward play, a shot to the end zone, just a straight shot to the end zone, and you just deliver the football. Only way is either going to be thrown out of bounds or it's going to be caught by your receiver. You just throw that. That's what you do. You got Nico Collins in that situation where I think you should be able to throw a touchdown to in that situation. That and also use him in the red zone. It should be the best part when you use Nico Collins. So I feel like that should have been the play right there. That's my really only gripe. from an offensive stand call, a play call today. It might have been, I think, well, after we got the interception, I feel like we should have took a deep shot because normally when you get a turnover, you take a deep shot. So outside little small things like that, that's my only really nitpicks. Defense played well. Even though we had a little trouble stopping Travis Etienne, he was getting a couple conversions, but we made that boy Trevor Lawrence look like how we know Trevor Lawrence look when they play against us. Not good. Like Trevor Lawrence doesn't throw touchdowns against us and mostly throws picks. And that's exactly what happened. Even though he did throw a touchdown today, but it was like a little trash little touchdown. But Trevor Lawrence does not play well against Houston Texans from day one. From his very first career start in NRG, he does not play well against the Texans. The Texans have not lost at Jacksonville since 2017. I know one of those games was in London, but it is what it is. We haven't lost on the road to Jacksonville since 2017. Now, Jacksonville ended up beating us last year in Houston. That's the last time we lost to them. But we already know what it is. Jacksonville knows what it is when it comes to us. We know what it is when it comes to Jacksonville. That's why a lot of people come into the season had us predicting to sweep Jacksonville. And I ain't gonna lie, I came into the season saying, "Hey, Jacksonville's a good Jacksonville." At the very least, I don't trust Jacksonville for being a good team. They did our team to make the playoffs last year. The issues that I felt the Texans were gonna have offensively, what we seen in week 1 and week 2, I feel like those things will still happen, and we will end up losing this game. I did predict this team to lose this game when I did my season predictions, but I also predicted the team to win last week. So I just really just had those 2 games flipped because the record's still the same, 1 and 2. That's what I thought the Texans were going to end up being, was 1 and 2, and that's exactly what they ended up all 1 and 2. But just a great performance. Like I say, special teams played extremely well. Like I said, blocked field goals. The Jags missed a field goal, which had nothing to do with the Texans. It's just the Jags kicker missing a field goal. What else? Like I say, the kickoff return, which was the slowest, fastest touchdown I've ever seen. Like it was funny. Like it was funny, but you hype. Like you hype and you crunk about it, but it's funny. I think probably the most hype I was in the game was the Tank Dell touchdown though. Like when Tank Dell, like that 68-yarder, I jumped at my seat because that's what you want to see. You want to see big plays down the field, and that's what CJ can provide for you. And I do think that we still need a bona fide down the field threat. Xavier Worthy at UT. I think adding that type of dynamic to the offense completely just opens up this offense completely. But Tank, I told y'all Tank was going to be a problem. Like I knew that Tank Dell was going to be a problem, and he's out here showing that he's a problem. Like Tank Dell is out here showing that he's an absolute problem. His first ever career, first career touchdown last week. Had a career day today. Well, I think like 140 yards, if I'm not mistaken, receiving yards. Over 100 yards. Got a touchdown. Just a great performance today out of Tank Dell. And hey, out of the Houston Texans all together, just a great performance. D'Amico called a good game, as like I said, from a defense standpoint. Offense played well. Protection held it well. CJ wasn't sacked today. CJ was, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think CJ was sacked today. And again, no Larry Tunsil. And we got to start talking about this though, because there's 2 weeks in a row that your starting left tackle that you paid made the highest paid left tackle in the game, not coming out, not showing up and playing, bro. Not showing up to play, bro. Like not showing up to play. It gets to a point, okay, bro, what are you doing? Like you told your quarterback, let's get this. That's what's said in the podcast. Let's get this, and then you're not playing. I know I talked about this in my live on Friday. I know some people like, man, what you, Spitz, what you talking about, man? What you yelling about? I was upset because I had a feeling that he was gonna play this same weak mentality that he's been playing, and man, you gotta get out there on the field, bro. You just gotta get out there on the field. You gotta get out there for your teammates. But today it didn't bother us. No, we were able to make plays, do what they do. Next week against the Steelers, it's gonna be a different issue because that Steelers pass rush is a pass rush for real. That's still a pass rush. Is a pass rush for real. And shout out to boy Chris once again with a super chat. Fun fact: the Houston Texans haven't won a home game since December of 2021, and since then, last 2 years, the Texans have whooped a whopping total 8 wins. Yeah, Wait, hold on. Nah, it's not 8 wins since we won that game. Cause we won 3 games last year, so we won 4 games. Since that win, we won 4 games. If you add that win, it's 5. So I mean, we didn't win no home games last year, which I thought was weird. I'm like, no, we didn't win no home game last year, but we tied the one home game that we should have won, we tied, and then those other games that we possibly could have won, like the Browns game and the Chiefs game, and that's probably it. Cause we was in the Eagles game for a while, but then that game just completely went off the rails. It's really the Chiefs and the Brown game of last year that we should have won outside of the Colts game that we end up with a tie. Man, like I said, shout out to that boy Chris once again for the super chat love. But like I said, the Texans, the Texans haven't not won a home game since 2021, since that game on Christmas. Was it Christmas Eve? Or day after Christmas. Whenever we beat the Chargers, the game when Rex Burkhead had 150 yards and 2 touchdowns and went off. That's the last time we won a home game. And I didn't realize that until we lost to the Colts last week. That was the last time that we won a home game. I didn't even realize that. I guess because last year you wanted to lose. Last year you wanted to lose because you wanted to get the number 1 overall pick, and a lot of us were upset about not getting the number 1 overall pick. We were upset for beating the Colts last year and end up not getting the number 1 overall pick. And really, hey, Lovie Smith saved us. Lovie Smith actually saved us by giving us a second pick and allowing another team to jump up. Even though me personally, I do think when it's all said and done, me personally, just me, I do think when it was all said and done, I think if both Bryce and CJ were both on the table, I do think the Texans would have leaned towards CJ. I said this pre-draft that when you watching the tape and you interview both guys, you see that somebody's a football junkie because that's what you feel like Nick Caserio and D'Amico Ryans is. And from all accounts, that's what we felt that CJ was. That's what I felt CJ was a football junkie. And those traits and those qualities, you gonna want to bring those traits, your qualities in for your quarterback. So you feel like that's what's going to end up being. And I think that's exactly what would have happened, transpired. But you never want to leave things to chance. Who knows? The noise could have got big because, like I said, majority of the fans wanted Bryce Young. Me, like I said, I'm remain saying this. I was good with either or. Whichever quarterback we would have got, I would have been good as long as we got one of those two. But I do believe that the Texans did end up dodging the bullet when it came to when it comes to not drafting Bryce Young, because Bryce Young looks lost out there. He does. Like you watch a game of Monday Night Football, Bryce Young looked completely lost out there. He did not look like he did not know what was going on. He didn't look poised. He didn't look in control or in command of the offense or the huddle or the game or anything like that. CJ does. Like CJ, when you watch the Texas games, you never like, oh, this game is too fast for CJ, or this game is outmatched for CJ, or CJ looks lost, or CJ, even when the pressure was coming, even when the offensive line was playing bad and bad play calls, it was never CJ Stroud himself look lost. It was never like, what is CJ doing? It was never like that. Even in the preseason game, it never looked like CJ was lost. It never looked like CJ was like buckling under the pressure or did not know what was going on. It never looked like that. That's not what it looked like. What it looked like was just bad play calling and poor offensive line and poor execution. But it never looked like it was a lost cause. CJ looks like he's in complete control and command of the offense, of the game, of the team as it stands right now. It seems like he's in complete control. I just seen a tweet from the Texans that after the game, CJ's out there signing autographs and taking pictures with Texas fans at the game and Jag fans at the game. We're gonna fool around and convert Jag fans. He was like that at the training camp practices. Like the little guy that was with him had to stop CJ from signing autographs because CJ was going to sit there and sign every single autograph that was asked. They had to say, nah, hey, he got meetings and stuff he got to go to. Hey, this is the last one. Okay, you the last one, because there was a woman out there who said she's been at every training camp and she's been trying to get this football signed. It got signed by everybody but CJ, and she's been trying to get CJ to sign it. And he's like, okay, I'll let you sign yours. So he gave the football to CJ. Other than that, CJ stopped. I mean, CJ was gonna sign everybody's autograph. That's the type of kid he is. I'm glad he's our quarterback. I really am. And listen, we're going to end up having the conversation too. Did we also dodge a bullet when it comes to Deshaun Watson? I know the Browns won today. We need the Browns to win today because of the whole trying to make everybody a three-way tie and end up for not because the Colts ended up winning overtime to the Ravens. But we need to have that conversation. We need to start having that conversation because we know exactly what we know exactly what Deshaun looked like early on, but Deshaun does not look nothing like what Deshaun used to look like. Now, I know he had a good game today, had eight completions, he had an 80% completion percentage, had over 280 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. But that game against Pittsburgh, he didn't look good at all. And then the first game in the season against even though they won against the Bengals, he didn't look good at all in that game either. Just not looking good. Didn't look good in none of his 6 starts last year. I do think that we're going to end up. I think when it's all said and done, honestly, I think that CJ's probably going to be the better quarterback. I think Deshaun, because Deshaun, the thing about Deshaun was he had the Deshaun magic, getting kicked in the eye, throwing a touchdown, going with a collapsed lung, getting bounced off of people, and then throwing a touchdown, throwing a touchdown, things like that. Like when he got thrown behind the back and then ended up throwing a pass for first down at London against the Jacksonville Jaguars, him doing the jump man, stuff like that, him doing all the spectacular, flashy stuff. And you're not going to get that with CJ, and that's a lot of reason why people want the Bryce Young, why people want the Caleb Williams and things like that, because you're not going to get that with CJ. CJ is just a straight drop back, protect him, drop back, and he's going to deliver the football accurately, and he's going to go up and down the field and shred you apart, like Peyton Manning used to do, like Drew Brees, like Tom Brady. They don't do the spectacular things like Mahomes and stuff like that, and you don't have to have that. You don't have to have that. You don't have to have that. If you protect CJ and you give him weapons on the outside, he's going to go up and down the field, and you're going to put up points like this. You're going to put up 25, 31 type of points every type of game. Then you're going to have a good, efficient offense if you protect him and you have weapons on the outside. And that's exactly what he has. And like I said, he's on trajectory. He's on pace to throw for over 5,000 yards as a rookie. Like I said in my short, if he does that, the rookie, it sealed the deal. Like it's sealed and delivered. Like it's completely delivered. But he's definitely the best quarterback in this draft right now. Without a doubt, he's the best quarterback. And I know a lot of people are sick. A lot of people are sick. A lot of people are sick. Because they like people in Carolina, they are mad that they didn't draft C.J. Stroud. They mad they didn't draft C.J. Stroud. The Titans mad that the Texans drafted C.J. Stroud because they want to jump up to that Cardinals pick to draft C.J. Stroud. They upset about that. You got Texas fans who did not like the fact that we drafted C.J. Stroud because they wanted Bryce Young, and now they're sitting there like, damn, I was wrong. I was wrong. C.J. Stroud is that dude. Like C.J. Stroud is definitely that dude. Like I said, we just got to find a way to protect him. Like I said, we did a good job today. Still a lot of false starts and illegal shifts. That's something that slowly definitely has to get ironed out. That could be an ugly bugaboo. They can end up ruining his ugly head in crucial moments. Like I said, those illegal shifts and things like that. Those things have to be corrected and collected. And just what I'm saying, we also was missing. We missing people on the defensive side. We missing Perriman. We're missing Stingley. We're still missing Jalen Petrie. And we was able to do what we did to supposedly the best quarterback in the AFC South, the best team in the AFC South, the best quarterback, a guy that's supposed to be competing for the MVP. Like people have Trevor Lawrence as the runner up to the MVP, if not winning the MVP. I've seen some people have him winning the MVP in Bill Cowher. I've seen people saying Jacksonville make it to the AFC South Championship game, AFC Championship game, if not the Super Bowl by some people. So, and I don't see it today. I said this before. I don't know if I said it, if it was just in the Discord when I said it, or if I said it on my season prediction video. I find it hard for the Jags to win 9 games. And I had the Jags winning this game against us. I have it hard to see the Jags winning 9 more games. I really do. When you look at their schedule, I don't see them winning 9 or more games. I really don't. Like 9, I feel like it was the maximum. And again, that was them winning this game. Again, they still have another game against us, which I did predict us to win that game. So those games could be flipped. But I just find it hard. I just find it hard to win because I just don't. I don't think the Jags are as good as a team that everybody thinks they are. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is as good as a quarterback that I think that people say he is. It is what it is. Like I said, I think it's more so that's why I have the Texans potentially making the playoffs and winning the division because I just think this division's up for grabs. I do. I think that I feel like any of these four teams can win the division. I think the Texans go. Even when we've been seeing out of Houston, Texas, I believe because the teams are not that far apart. There's no real juggernaut in this division. I feel like can just flat out just win this division. Like for me personally, I think every team has flaws. Every team has a way if they can find their niche. If Trevor Lawrence can be what people think they are, and plus they won the division last year, they can win the division. The Titans, if Ryan Tannehill didn't get hurt last year, I think that the Titans would have won the division. So if they can get behind Derrick Henry and get Derrick Henry off to running, and you don't minimize Derrick Henry and put the ball in their quarterback hands, I think the Titans can win. Who knows what the Colts can do if AR can get back on the field or if Gardner Minshew could be out there and just play free and be Gardner Minshew because we've seen Gardner Minshew in Jacksonville. We've seen him in Jacksonville. We've seen him in Philly or wherever else that Gardner Minshew's been. Gardner Minshew can win some games. Gardner Minshew can play some football. Now, is he a top 10, top 25 quarterback? Probably not. But he can win some games. And all you got to do in this division is get some wins upon your belt, and you could possibly end up fooling around winning this division. Again, the Houston Texans, if C.J. Stroud continues to go on this trajectory, if Willie Anderson continues to go on this trajectory, if Tank Dell and Nico continue to go on this trajectory, the Texans could potentially win the division. I still think that's a case. I still think that's out there. Now, maybe me saying 11 wins was being a little bit bullish and just a little bit, you know what I'm saying, feeding into the frenzy that was going on, the hype going into with the Texans, DeMeco Ryans, saying 11 wins. It's probably going to be a 9-win division. This division winner is going to end up winning 9 games. That's probably going to be. It's going to be with 9 and 8, 9-8. 9-8 is going to probably win your division this year, and that's cool. That's absolutely cool. If the Texans win the division, I don't care if they win it with 9 wins, they win it with 8 wins. I don't care. I don't care if the Texans win the division, get into place. Let's build upon that. Let's win this division and let's get up on the right foot. Let's win this division. So I don't care how many wins it is. It doesn't have to be now. Maybe in the future, we're talking about, hey, we need to win 11, 12, 13 games. We need to be the number 1 seed in the AFC. Things like that. That's different. That's different in years. Probably we're not with it with a rookie head coach and a rookie quarterback. We're not right there yet. Also, like I said, even though Nico played well last week and made a play, made a crucial play right before halftime, that drop that he had on 3rd down was a bad drop. It just was. It was an absolute bad drop. And speaking of bad drop, Calvin, really, bro, like the drop he had in the end zone that kind of saved us because that would have been a bad play. And then the one play he had could have been a 1st down. Like just bad plays, just bad drops by Calvin Ridley. I don't know what was wrong with Calvin Ridley today. Calvin Ridley just had bad plays, and we know that Calvin Ridley could play well. He played well in Atlanta, and he's supposed to be the Jags' #1 receiver, but just bad drops. But like I said, Nico, that drop that Nico had was a crucial drop, very crucial drop. Ended up not hurting us because, like I said, the score spread was so massive with the Texans. I think it was like a 9.5 underdog. Or end up being like a 7-point underdog in today's game. End up being like end up being a huge underdog. But we was able to come through and win by 20 points. We won 37-17. And the game was never really competitive because we jumped out 17-0. We jumped out. We were 17-0 at halftime. Like the game was never really competitive. The Texans completely owned the Jags from start to finish. Right from start to finish, we completely owned the Jags. We were getting pressure on Trevor Lawrence, making Trevor Lawrence move out the pocket. They was calling some bonehead plays. Like I said, the only thing they really had was Travis Etienne running the football. That was pretty much it. And then we were starting to run the ball good late. but they couldn't stop us from the. They couldn't stop us the pass. Like CJ was discipling the pass. Like I said, he has the most completions. The star most completions the start of a career without throwing an interception with I think it was like 121, above Warren Moon, who was number one. Kind of ironic because it was Houston Warren Moon with the Houston Oilers, and everything that's been going on with the Oilers and the colors and everything going on with the Titans and the whole bickering back and forth is kind of ironic that was the case. Kind of ironic that was the case. Like I say, he's second in passing yards all time in the first three games behind Cam Newton. Just another masterful game. Well, I think he was like 20 or 30 for 280 yards, two touchdowns, no picks. I didn't get to see what his quarterback rating was. Just a beautiful just a beautiful game. Just a beautiful game. Just a beautiful game. I see the Jazz fans everywhere. When you see Jazz, hey, STL Titan, man. When we see be seeing Jazz fans at. Like I met a couple, but I rarely see Jags fans. But again, I guess I'm in Texas. I barely see that. you, they really Texan fans. Yeah, Dalton Schultz did drop in the pass. I was talking about that. I was talking about that third down conversion by Nico Collins. It was after halftime. It was in the second half of the game when it was like it could have been third down conversion, and like CJ threw it right there to him, and he dropped it. But you're right about Dalton Schultz dropping that pass in the end zone. And now we got we were so hyped about. I was hyped about Dalton Schultz. Oh man, we got a good tight end. There's a reason why I think that Dallas ain't paid Dalton Schultz. And there's a reason why Dalton Schultz was on the market. Didn't he drop like a key catch in the playoffs last year? Like Dalton Schultz is not. Yeah, Dalton Schultz is not playing well. Dalton Schultz is not playing well. Brevin Jordan is actually playing better than Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz is not playing well. I know he had that miscommunication during the preseason. Like Dalton Schultz, I've yet to see Dalton Schultz get that big play tight end that we were expecting to see out of Dalton Schultz. I've yet to see it. It ain't came yet. I've yet to see it. So Dalton Schultz got a lot of cleaning up to do. He got a lot of cleaning up to do because like the Texans, I think the Texans offense could be something. I really do because this is without a bona fide number one receiver. Because with a quarterback like CJ, you might not need a bona fide number one receiver to be successful. Now, of course, you want a bona fide number one receiver. You absolutely do, but you don't have to have one to be completely successful. Because CJ likes to spread the football around. He gonna give the ball to Robert Woods on third down. He gonna do a couple passes to make sure you get some conversion. He gonna throw out here to Nico to make some big plays. He gonna throw over the top to Tank Dale to make some big plays. He gonna throw the Tank in the slot. You go because especially Tank, you can move Tank and Messi both. You can take those guys and move those guys around, and you be able to get some. We still need to see some Xavier Hutchinson though. I want to see some Xavier Hutchinson. I want to see him implemented into this offense as well, and want to see CJ throw the football to him. Also, you see him dumping the ball off the Tank to Damian Pierce. Like I said, you've been seeing him give the ball to Brevin Jordan, but it has an issue when it comes to Dalton Schultz. It is. It's an issue when it comes to Dalton Schultz. He's not it's an issue when it comes to Dalton Schultz, and I don't understand. One, maybe he confused because Dalton Schultz got the portable AirPods on around his neck. It looked like he about to make a phone call. Like he looked like somebody. Auntie, you know how your auntie be at the family reunion. She got the little thing around her neck, and that's how she talking on the phone. That's how she listens to the music. That's how Dalton Schultz look with the little thing on his neck. I don't know what that is because it's not like a sweatband. I don't know what it is because it just stops right here. Like it's weird. I don't know what it is. I feel like he about to make a phone call. That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like. I feel like he's about to make a phone call, so it's kind of weird. And maybe that'd be kind of throw off CJ. Like, man, I don't know if I should throw to him because he's like about to make an important phone call. I don't know. Like maybe that's what's throwing CJ off when it comes to targeting Dalton Schultz. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if that's the way that he communicates with Bobby Slowick and try to get trying to get plays. I don't know, but it's weird to me. I just put it out like that. It's weird to me. I don't know about y'all, but it's weird to me. Uh, but yeah, like I said, he delivered the football to everybody, and he likes to throw the football around. So maybe he doesn't need a bona fide number one a bona fide number one receiver. I would like for him to have one. Justin Jefferson. Who knows? I would love to make a play for Justin Jefferson. Things like that. Or like I said, what I feel like the Texans should do in the draft, I think they should target Xavier Worthy out of UT as a straight speedster. I think that's I feel like that element more so than anything is the biggest element that this offense needs. Get a bona fide speed threat because Tank Dell has decent speed but not good enough speed. Well, I said that wrong. He has decent, good enough speed, but he doesn't have over the top speed. Even though I know he just had that 68-yard touchdown, he don't have take the top off the defense speed. I think he ran like a 4 or 5, and I expect him to run faster than that. Is what Tank is more so he's shifty and got quick feet and has a good change of direction, a good like able to use his feet. Like the touchdown he had last week when he caught on the diamond and turned up field, made a play. He did that at U of H. He has more stuff like that. He utilizes his feet and very shifty and from sideline to sideline. That's why you can utilize him by moving him around, doing a lot of fun things. And I think as the season goes on, hopefully that Bobby Slowick does that. Hopefully Bobby Slowick does, because I think that anybody, the person who's coaching and playing for their job is Bobby Slowick. And if we get more days like today, and I'm not even talking about 37 points, I'm just talking about the game plan. I'm just talking about the play calls, the efficiency coming in after huddles, things like that, minus the shift now, the illegal shifts and the false start, which is stuff that is out of his control, but also part of his control because he got to get those things under range and get those things and get a handle on those type of things. I think from the way he called the game, from the way he called the game, I feel like from the way he called the game, that would be better. From the way that from the way he called the game, I feel like if he continues to call the game the way he called it today, I think the Texans and their offense will be in way better shape, way better shape. Because like I said, the thing is, the hardest part about everything, you found your quarterback. Now, protect your quarterback. And I think the rest, because like I said, CJ showing you, again, you don't want him to do this. I said this a lot when we had Deshaun Watson. Just because you can make a good meal with Roman noodles and hot dogs, don't mean you want to make a meal with Roman noodles and hot dogs. Don't mean you need to be making a meal with Roman noodles and hot dogs. If you can make a meal with shrimp and chicken and beef and lobster and things like that, you can make a meal with all these other things. You prefer to make meals with those type of things. You don't want to make a meal with Roman noodles and hot dogs. If you have to make a meal with Roman noodles and hot dogs, cool. You can make a meal with it, but you don't want to. You don't want to if you don't have to. And I don't feel like that we should strive for that. But as it stands right now, you got your quarterback, which is the hardest thing to find. Get your offensive line. A lot of that has to do with injuries because, Tyus Howard's not there, Ken Green's not there, Juice ain't there, Larry Tunsil ain't there for whatever reason. Once your offensive line gets back and you have your full-fledged offensive line, the protection could and should be better. Then he's shown you that he can make plays with Brevin Jordan. He can make plays with Nico Collins, with Robert Woods, with Tank Dell, with Mechie. He can make those plays, so you don't have to go out there and get the jealous. We want the jealous. We love to have Justin Jefferson. We would love to have T. Higgins. Because I think both of them, we already know the jealous is both our receivers. T. Higgins, I think if you put T. Higgins in a situation where he's the number one target, he's the number one receiver. Like you put him in a situation where he's the number one target, he's going to show you that he's the number one target. Things like that. We would love to have those type of things, but you don't have to. That's what I said. You go out there, you get Xavier Worthy, and who knows if you if you can get T. Higgins via free agency, like say Cincinnati doesn't pay T. Higgins and let T. Higgins walk, I think T. Higgins should be he was drafted in 20. He was a second round pick. So 20, 2021, 2022. Yeah. So T. Higgins would be a free agent if they don't re-sign him and they don't franchise tag him. T. Higgins would be a free agent. You can sign T. Higgins. You can sign T. Higgins. You can sign T. Higgins. And I would still, with that first pick that you got from the Cleveland Browns, I would still go out there and get Xavier Worthy. Honestly, I would. Me personally, I definitely would. I would sign T. Higgins and I would sign T. Higgins and get and then draft Xavier Worthy because they're the offense right there. T. Higgins your number one receiver. Your deep threat is Xavier Worthy. Your weapon is Tank Dell. Your slot is Mechie. You use Nico and you use Xavier Hutchinson as interchangeable players. We know red zone type situations that we need big bodies and things like that. That's an explosive offense. That's an extremely explosive offense. Extremely explosive offense. With a quarterback that sits back and able to deliver the football, that's a completely explosive offense. Hands down. It's the best offense in the AFC or in the NFL. And I see more people that jumped up here, but the lights ain't going up. Make sure you're hitting that light bulb when y'all come through here. More people that jumped in, make sure you're hitting that light bulb when y'all come through. Definitely appreciate that. Hit that light bulb when y'all come through. Definitely appreciate that. So, when you do stuff like that, that just bona fides it, just makes everything just click and be more of an explosive offense. That's what we've been wanting to see. That's what we need to see. And I think that's the type of offense that you can get with CJ Stroud, especially if you protect them. So if you go out there and you get those type of players, I definitely think that would be it. But again, you don't have to. You don't have to. I think if you just go out there and you get Xavier, if you just implement Xavier Worthy in a situation, you have Nico as your bona fide number one receiver. Or again, you wouldn't have a bona fide number one receiver. You just have Nico out there. You have Xavier Worthy. You have Tank there, and you have Mechie, and you just deliver the football officially through all of them, because I think that's something that CJ do. He just, one game, this guy gets 10 targets and 8 catches and 100 yards. Next game he gets it, and the next game that person gets it, and things like that. I think it does create mismatches all across when you do stuff like that. If you do it efficiently and you do it correctly and effectively, it does create mismatches because you never know exactly who's getting the football, winning what play, what game, what down the distance, what situation, because it's always interchangeable. And that's something that I know that Bill O'Brien always strive for. That's the reason why he had the choice routes. That's the reason why, that's something that Bill O'Brien always was trying to get. That's the reason why that your quarterback and receiver basically have different routes in their heads, and it just depends on what happens on the coverage. But again, your quarterback and your receiver can both read the coverage differently and have it both be on a different page type situation. But I get the logic. I get where he was trying to get with it, but it didn't work out that way. And like I said about Bill O'Brien, if this is Bill O'Brien coach team going into halftime, we wouldn't have kicked that field goal. Going into halftime, we was up 14-0. We wouldn't win the halftime 14-0 with Bill O'Brien as head coach. I like the aggressiveness of D'Amico. Like I said, no issue with D'Amico Ryans at all. D'Amico looked engaged. The Texans looked like they were ready to play a football game. That was my issue last week. That's why I was so disgusted last week. Because last week I felt like they weren't ready to play. Snap, we got a game today. Damn. Woo, man, really? I didn't even realize we had a game today. Like that's how they look. They look like they weren't ready to play. When the coach came out there and punched them in the mouth, they didn't have a counter punch. They wasn't ready to play. They got punched in the mouth and they didn't know what was going on. They wasn't ready. That's how I felt last week, and that's why I was so mad and so disgusted after the game last week. This week, it was completely different. They were ready to play. And somebody who's been ready to play this whole season, Steven Nelson, bro. Like, Steven Nelson is not only Steven Nelson been healthy, he's been the best corner when he's on the field by the Houston Texans. And he's always ready to play. He's always ready to play. Steven Nelson needs to get paid. And like I say, as the weeks and games go on, more and more people, and y'all know who y'all is, look like clowns For like, I mean, man, hey, get rid of Steven Nelson. I cut Steven Nelson. If I was the coach, I'll play Steven Nelson every game during the preseason, the whole entire game. He won a contract. He got to earn a contract. I'll play him every game, all snaps during the preseason. He ain't getting no time off. Man, we got Shaq Griffin. We don't need Steven Nelson. Man, trade Steven Nelson. Cut Steven Nelson. Some of y'all know who y'all is. Some of y'all know who y'all is. And a lot of that come from a lot of people y'all listen to on the radio. Y'all know who y'all is, and y'all said some foolish things like that. Steven Nelson is probably, as of right now, especially since Petrie missed the second half of the first game and ain't played the last two games. Steven Nelson is the best player on the defense as of right now. It's out of him and Willie Anderson. And like I said, Willie Anderson affects a lot of different things too. And the addition of Willie Anderson also helps the secondary as well because of the pressure that him and Jonathan Gennard gets on. But like Steven Nelson definitely deserves a contract. And like I said the other day, we need to pay him before the price tag goes up because yesterday's price is not today's price. And the more y'all wait, because he'll be a free agent too, you'll be forced to franchise tag him when you can just pay him outright. Just pay him outright. Like pay him outright. Like it is. Like it is. Steven Nelson is the best cornerback on the team right now. Might be the best defensive player on the team as it stands right now because Petrie's not playing. It's out of him and Willie Anderson. Like y'all, like come on, man. We gotta be real about this type of situation. Steven Nelson is out there. I mean, that pass breakup he had was a beautiful pass breakup. It was. Then the one play when Trevor Lawrence cut back and scrambled and got the first down, Steven Nelson the one who stopped it because Willie Anderson should have had it. Willie Anderson actually on that play, Willie Anderson had him twice. Willie Anderson had him in the backfield. And he overshot him, and then the other play, and then when Trevor Lawrence cut back to get the first down, right before he cut back to get the first down, still Willie Anderson was right here. And there was a blocker right there, there was an offensive lineman right there that actually blocked Willie Anderson, but Willie Anderson ran into the blocker. Like the blocker was right there, and Willie Anderson ran into the blocker and tried to push the blocker out the way when Trevor Lawrence was cutting. He didn't like the blocker's right here. Like, this is the blocker. The blocker's right here. Trevor Lawrence is coming around this side. I'm Willie Anderson. And Willie Anderson goes to the block instead of trying to get Trevor Lawrence and letting Trevor Lawrence skid around him. And when he did that, when he skirted around him, then comes Steven Nelson coming in. And even though he still got the first down, but Steven Nelson came down and made the tackle. And then 2 plays later, Steven Nelson had the big pass, the pass breakup. It was a nice pass breakup. So stuff like that, like stuff like that. Like you gotta. You take those things into account. You take those things into account. You get the only one who came out there and played last week. He's been great in coverage. He's been great. He's been great in coverage, and he's been the best. He's been the best cornerback that we've had on the team for the last 2 years, and he's also possibly the best defensive player this season so far. Out of him, out of the tie between him and Willie Anderson, you can make a case for him. I know you can make a case for Willie Anderson getting the sack, getting the block field goal today, getting some of the pressures, the holding calls and things like that. Getting forcing Trevor Lawrence to get the intentional grounds and things like that, the pressures and stuff like that. You definitely can get that. You definitely can say that, but. Right now, I'm leaning a little bit towards Steven Nelson. And Steven Nelson needs to get paid. Definitely does. Now, I don't agree for how he was acting going into training camp. Go ahead and come to camp. But he needs to get paid. He definitely needs to get paid. And you're only hurting yourself by not paying him. The longer you let this drag on, the longer it's going to, the longer you let this drag on, the more it's going to end up being that the price tag for Steven Nelson is going to go up. It definitely is. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Like Watson did play well today. I said 80% completion percentage. Like I said, 280 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions from what I've seen, and they won, I think, 27-3. CJ's in his 3rd game though. Like Deshaun's been playing in the NFL since 2017. Uh, CJ's in his first. CJ's in his third game, and CJ has yet. CJ is. CJ, I think CJ's a more efficient passer than Deshaun anyway. If I'm not mistaken, even if they looking at their college numbers, like CJ is more of an efficient passer. Again, CJ is more of a pocket passer than Deshaun. Like Deshaun is a pocket passer. Like Deshaun doesn't run out. Like Deshaun is not like a Lamar Jackson when he has to scramble out of pocket. Deshaun Watson is a pocket passer, but he does have that flair. He does have that, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. He does got that, like, you know, like he made those little splash plays. He got the little magic. Like, you know, I'm not gonna sit up and lie about that. Like Deshaun was one of the best college players I seen at Clemson. Like I'm not even going to dispute that. I'm not even going to dispute that. One thing that does irritate me is when people constantly bring up Deshaun Watson and talk about how he plays in Cleveland. Now, when you got certain people out there that won't give the Texans or don't want to give the not even going to say the Texans credit, but don't even want to acknowledge that Deshaun Watson even played for the Texans because they just go back to Clemson. Like I heard that a couple times last week after the game. That's not the guy I seen at Clemson. Like that's not. Now some guys I ain't gonna lie. Like some people did say no, that's not the guy we seen in Houston and things like that when he was leading the league in passing. Some guys allude to that, but it was also a couple guys, and y'all know who some of these guys are. Just will not they cannot they will not acknowledge the Texans at all by any notion. By any means, they will not. It's like they could not ever say nothing good about the Texans because even when he was a Texan, they would say the same thing. Yeah, I know this guy was gonna be good since I seen him at Alabama versus Alabama and what he did at Clemson. And but you won't say, okay, he's been in the league for 2-3 years now, doing good things in the league. Why you can't talk about what he's doing in the league? Like that college stuff has been removed. Let's talk about what he's doing in the league right now. You don't talk about nobody else's college career. You talk about what they're doing in the league. And now, he's not the same guy that I seen in Cleveland. What about the same guy you seen in Houston? Like, they just don't want to give the Texans the acknowledgement. And the same thing with C.J. Stroud. And the same thing with the Texans. C.J. Stroud is the one quarterback that I don't see how he can have any success. I don't see him being good. Because that's what Cowherd said. He said that out of all the rookie quarterbacks, he don't see how CJ can be good. But CJ looks the best by far of the quarterbacks. Both Hendon Hooker and what's our boy from Tennessee? They ain't played yet, so we don't know what they're doing. Bryce Young looks lost when he does play, and he's missed the game already. Even though AR looks good from a running standpoint, able to run the football, we have yet to see anything from him passing. In 2 games, he ends both games hurt. When CJ out here coming in today's game was 4th in the league in passing, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be even higher than that, despite depending on what the numbers look for Tua and everybody else. We got it's been a crazy day when it comes to fantasy points. I think Keenan Allen got me like 53 points in my fantasy league. Like Keenan Allen's out there balling. Keenan Allen's out there balling today. So things like that. So I don't get where that come from. But I don't know how he can be successful. I don't know how he can be successful because that's what was said. That's what a lot of people saying. They don't understand and don't know how this kid can be successful. We gonna see. We gonna see. We definitely gonna see. Allen went stupid today. Yeah. He went stupid. That boy went stupid. He did. He definitely went stupid. But again, I need to look and see what the numbers that I really want to see exactly what the numbers went like for the Dolphin players. I need to know what their fantasy numbers are like. For them to put up 70 points in the game, it's crazy. Like 70 points. 70 points is crazy in any thing. Like I don't care if it's in high school or college. Like 70 points, like damn, somebody put up 70 points. Like boy, they got beat in the NFL. I remember we was talking to Discord earlier. Like we was talking about bad Texas moments. I remember when the Texans were down 42-0 at halftime to the Dolphins. And I was like, man, that's crazy. But that was it. They didn't score no more than 42. They scored 70. 70. Two only had 23 points. So was it their defense that went off? Like was it their defense that put up those numbers? Was it their defense? God know whoever had the Broncos defense, they sick. If anybody start the Broncos defense, ooh, I know y'all mad. Oh, I know y'all mad. Y'all, if anybody start the Broncos defense, bro, I know y'all mad. I know y'all hurt. Y'all hurt. That 70-point win, the Dolphins like 140, 140 to 75 in the basketball game. For real. Dolphins play real life Madden out there. Yeah. Mine, in fact, 28. So he had 28.36. 28.36 fantasy points today by Tua. Okay. Oh, he didn't play in the fourth. Yeah, okay, he didn't play in the fourth quarter. That makes sense. I think they put up 21 points in the fourth quarter, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't they? They put up like 20, like so. Still though, they defense. Like I said, whoever got the Broncos defense, I know they is sick. They is sick. Dolphins running backs went crazy. 378 combined yards. What? What? I'm mad that the Dolphins didn't go for the record. Yeah, like I said, they had a chance to kick a field goal. They had a chance to kick a field goal, and Mike McDaniels did. That's that soft mentality. Nah, bro. If I got a chance to get the record for the most points, I don't care what nobody feel about me after the game. I don't. Because I'm mad. Somebody has to be unsportsmanlike. Hey, bro, the NFL record was 72 points. And I had a chance to get it. What's the difference between me beating you 70 to what's the difference between beating you 70 to 20? I think it was Alfonso 70 to 20. What's the difference between beating you 70 to 20 or 73 to 20? What's the difference? Like, what's really the difference? There was an NFL record out there. I wanted to get the NFL record, get my team. I have a chance to get my team and my team, my fan base. We all get the record with the fans out there. Got a chance to see a record. You don't always get a chance to get out there. You go out there and win almost all your games. You go out there and win a whole bunch. Records. You don't never really see records all the time. Now you can be a bad team to get records. You can be a good team, a great team to get records, or a mediocre team to get records. So when I can get a record, I'm gonna get a record. And I see the record out there. It's just like, hey, you got the record. You can be the all-time leading passer or most rushing yards in the game or most pass yards in the game. You gonna go out there and do. You gonna go out there and do it. You gonna go out there and do it. So I find that it's weak mentality. If I'm a Dolphin fan, I'm irritated by hey, bro, hey man, because somebody can do it to us, they gonna do it to us. What's the difference? And then the fact, like you said, it's Sean Payton. Sean Payton been doing all that trash talking. Him and Colin Cowherd been doing all that chapping, all that rip back. The Texans, they messing up Zoom calls, like that Zoom calls. The haves and the have-nots. You know who got it, who don't. Like the Texans, they got it. The Texans don't got it. They messing up Zoom calls. You can see the dysfunction in Zoom calls. Like Sean Payton and Kyrie was gossiping all season like some little 15-year-old girls on the phone. Girl, let me tell you about this child. That's how they was talking all season. They was talking all that. They were talking all that riff-raff, all that yin-yang, all season. And you go up there and you let somebody put 70 points on you, bro. You go up there and let somebody put 70 points on you. You be talking all that about hacking and all this and that, all that yin-yang, all that man. All that man. You was talking all that. You was talking all that. Cash money. You was talking all that. And you let somebody put up 70 points on you, bro. You let somebody put up 70 points on you. And Cowherd been looking like a damn fool. And the thing is, the more CJ ball, the more he look like an idiot. The more he ball, the more CJ ball, the more, because Cowherd the one talking about, I don't know how he can be any good. I really don't. I just don't. I don't know. It is the dysfunctional franchise, the worst ownership in the NFL, all these type of things. Okay. Cool beans. Cool beans. Cool, bro. Cool beans, bro. Cool. Absolute cool. Yeah. Absolutely. Totally do. Like that's what y'all look like. Some damn clowns, bro. You look like some damn fools. You absolutely do. You look like some damn fools. But he ain't lying about the ownership. No. The ownership's not clowns. The ownership. The thing is, Cal had trusted the wrong person. Cal got caught in a vulnerable spot, just lost his dad, all that type of situation, and you let somebody in here, and Jack Easterby, you let a clown fool you. You know, you let a clown fool you. How the ways he was able, how all the ways he was able to fool you, and it took a long time to understand it, but he finally woke up from it. He finally woke up from it. Now we gonna see if the last him bringing in Nick Casario, if that's a good thing or bad thing, because we talked about this the other day about the good and the bad when it comes to Nick Casario. So that will remain to be seen if Nick Casario as a whole is a good or a bad thing that we have Nick Casario with this franchise. But you got rid of Jack. You got rid of Jack, and things start turning around, and everything else is like the Texans ain't never had no cookout for training camp. Like they out here, he out here cooking. But out here cooking during training camp. We embracing the culture. You know what I'm saying? We got the Paul Walls and the Slim Thugs and the Little Kikis and the Zeros and the Trays and Mexican OTs and Bumbies and all these other things that they doing. You know what I'm saying? They got all these DJs. Got DJs in the hallway of the game. And you got DJ playing all the Houston music at halftime and stuff like that. You got the Trio Burgers inside NRG, and you got just all the things that they've been doing representing Houston that makes it feel good. That makes it feel like, hey, this feels like Houston. When I was at the game last week, I was at the game last week. That's the first time I've been inside NRG at a Texas game. Be like, this feels like Houston. Now I was upset about the game, honestly, but I'm talking about like prior to the game, as it, you know what I'm saying, as being in the game, I'm sitting there like, this feels like the Texans. Like this, well, not the Texans. This feels like, hey, this feels like Houston. This feels like when I go to a U of H game, or I go to a TSU game, or I go to a Rockets game. Like the other games that I've been at that you feel like you in Houston. This is the first time me being at a Texan game, and I'm like, this feels like Houston. This feels like Houston. It does, and so I'm not gonna sit up and say nothing about the ownership. I think Cowherd is wrong about the ownership. I think that it's just Jack used to be was a messed up point, but I think since then things have gotten way better. Absolutely, things have gotten way better. Absolutely, but like I said, yeah, hey man, that this was a beautiful game to watch. Like I said, 37-17, got to unleash a lot of frustration, a lot of frustration. Cause I know we was all frustrated. We was frustrated for the first 2 weeks. We were frustrated. We was down and out. We was upset. We got to unleash a lot of frustration today. It felt good. That's nothing too, because they was talking about before the game. It's supposed to be the Jazz get right game because how they looked against the Chiefs. It's supposed to be the Jazz get right game, huh? Like this is supposed to be the game where the Jags got right. This is supposed to be the game when the Jazz got right, and they didn't. They didn't get right. Nah, bro. I'm not gonna beat. I'm not gonna beat the Steelers game. I'm not gonna be at the Steelers game. I'm probably back on the road, so I ain't gonna be. I ain't gonna be at the Steelers game. For the that's gonna be a tough. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's a tough pass rush. I can't even remember if I had us win or lose that game. I think I might have had us. Actually, no, I did have us winning. I did. How my man's in the emotion, the Jazz game. I mean the JJ getting inducted into the Hall of Fame or the Texas Ring of Honor. I did believe that we was gonna win that game. That's gonna be. I mean, one, this offensive line situation. Like I wouldn't expect this offensive line situation to be to the point that it's at. Honestly, I didn't expect this offensive line to be to the point that it was at. So yeah, we'll see. It's gonna be a tough game too, but I don't. I don't know. I don't know. If we're gonna. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. Oh yeah, the S2 score. I forgot all about that, bruh. I forgot all about the S2 scores. Oh man, I forgot all about that, bro. I really did. I forgot all about the whole S2 situation. Like there's another thing that was bashing CJ about, but that was before he became a Texan. Uh, like yeah, who care? I don't care about no S2 scores. I don't care about no Wonderlit test. I don't care. I think Deshaun Watson had a bad Wonderlit test too, if I'm not mistaken. I think he scored like one of the lowest scores in the Wonderlit test too, if I'm not mistaken. Coming out. Like, I don't care about none of that. I don't care about no S2 scores. Can you play football? When I put on the tape, when I watch football, and I'm sitting back and seeing you drop back, deliver football, can you play well? I can care less about an S2 test, S2 test, a Wonderland test, SAT, SET. I don't care about none of that stuff. I don't care about none of that. Cause it's nothing to do with football. Like when I watch football, I'm watching football. Like, I can care less about what you get like during like a score of a game. I mean a score of a test. Like can you play football? Yes, no, maybe so. Like can you play football? If you can play football, I don't care what you're scoring on a test. No. I don't care what you're scoring on a test. That doesn't bother me any. Good, bad, and different. It don't bother me any. Like it don't. I don't care what you're scoring. I don't care what you're scoring on a test. Can you play football? And CJ's showing you that he can play football. And like I say, he probably won't win. Not probably like he probably won't win Offensive Player of the Week. Like especially y'all saying that Tua didn't finish out the game, so it wasn't like the Dolphins. Like it wasn't like Tua and them putting up the Tua putting up all his offensive numbers. So it's probably gonna end up being like I think with Keenan Allen, like I said, Keenan Allen had 200 yards, and then had like 50 yards throwing and a throwing touchdown. Like so, Keenan Allen probably gonna end up winning the Chargers one. To win offensive special teams or defensive player of the week, you have to win the game. So more likely Keenan Allen will probably end up being offensive player of the week. Uh, Hopefully we should get special teams player of the week. Somebody get special teams player of the week because I don't think we haven't got a week. We haven't got nobody with a week's honor since Deshaun, huh? We didn't get nobody last week. I mean, last year we only won 3 games. I don't think we beat the Jags. We beat the Jags. We beat the Jags, the Titans, and the Colts last year. And then the year before, we beat the Jags. We swept the Jags the year before. So we beat the Jags, the Chargers. Who else did we beat the year before? Who else did we beat? Oh, and the Titans. We beat the Titans with David Cutler. We're in Tennessee. Yeah, those. I don't remember if we had any player of the weeks. Do we have any player of the weeks them years? Cause um, I think the last time we had player of the week was Deshaun Watson when he beat the Patriots. It might be Deshaun Watson when he beat the Patriots back in 2020. I don't think we've had player of the week in 3 years. So don't never mind. No, we did. We did. We had got that. Oh boy. Smith, the returner. He had got special teams player of the week. He had got special team player of the week for that kickoff return he had against the Jags. So never mind. That was back during Cully. So yeah, that was the last time we had a player of the week. So we should probably end up having like I said, special teams player of the week. And I feel like we should. I feel like CJ already got special. I feel like CJ already got offensive rookie of the month. I feel like he already got offensive rookie of the month. He got. Obviously, I feel like he should add on. I feel like he should be able to add on next week, and he needs to add on next week. But I feel like he definitely probably gonna get special team player. I mean, he's probably gonna get offensive rookie of the month or rookie of the month. I don't know. Do they all? I don't know what the rookie of the month. Do they do offensive rookie of the month? Or is it the rookie of the month? I can't remember. But either way it go, he should get it. Either way to go because he's looking like the best rookie by far by anybody. Honestly, I know which guy been putting up some yards from the Falcons, Bijan, but uh, CJ's definitely played well and is definitely rookie of the month and should be in rookie of the year. He's closer and closer to rookie of the year. But like all in all, like I said, man, great win today by the guys. Great performance, like I said, on all phases of the ball. Offense, special teams, and defense played well. Good coach, good game plan from Bobby Slowick and D'Amico Ryans. Good coaching from D'Amico Ryans. We talked about good play from C.J. Stroud, Tank Dell, Steven Nelson, Will Anderson, uh, Robert Woods. The offensive line, even though like they got to clear up some of the illegal shifts and and false starts and things like that. That stuff they need to clean up. Need to get some of the guys back healthy. But great win, great performance. Just all around, just good performance and great win. Like I said, and I'm glad we reminded, like I said the other day, we need to remind the Jacksonville Jaguars who they are, and the Texans did that today. Just like the Colts reminded us who we was last week, we had to remind Jacksonville who they was today. And I'm glad we did. I'm glad we came out there and showed up and showed out. Appreciate all y'all coming through here. Appreciate everybody came in and dropped the super chat love. Definitely appreciate that. Some more y'all that jumped in. Y'all know y'all can get some likes before we leave, before we jump out. Y'all can jump up these likes a little bit, get some of these likes in. So man, y'all go ahead, hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and drop in a super chat sticker. You know, a super sticker. If you don't mind, you go ahead and drop in the doop. But hey, appreciate all y'all coming through here. Like I say, more videos gonna be on the way for the week. You know what I'm saying? We still on the race to get to 6,000 subscribers. So I appreciate y'all liking, sharing, subscribing. Appreciate y'all coming through for all the lives, all the videos, all the shorts. Appreciate all y'all coming through here. Definitely appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all comment, y'all click, y'all watch, y'all share, y'all subscribe, all that good news, all that good stuff right there, and we're gonna keep this thing rolling. Like I said, the Texans win, beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 37-17. Great team win, all phases of the football, great win. Miami did score 70. That's crazy. I didn't look to see some of these scores and see some of these highlights, see exactly what happened today. But hey, appreciate all y'all coming through. I holla.